Y'all got y'all notebooks because we are writing, we are reading or seeing, we are hearing, we are speaking, we are learning. Welcome to Intro to Metaphysics. I am your professor, Dr. Kim Chi, and I'm ready to get started. You guys are still flooding me, so I am slowly working through the process. I just uploaded YouTube, so as I learn it, I will get better at content creating, I promise. I've been up for hours trying to, I've just been so excited. I'm very excited, and I'm so glad that we're here at this moment. Quick note on engagement. So for some reason, TikTok thinks that you guys are bots. For some reason, I guess it's because you might not listen to this video through its entirety. So I asked just for me, push it on 2 times if you need to. Listen to it in its entirety because I want this really to get pushed out to a lot of people because we need it. I am going to do my best to get this in a 10-minute video. We might have to do a part 2. I really didn't get a lot of sleep last night because I was really thinking about this a lot. And I want you to know that this is an introduction class. I know I've said it in a few videos before, but I really want to give you the context of what this means. I want to share this information with y'all. Do y'all hear me? Because it's profoundly changed my life and the people's lives around me. I see it work in action. I see, people really tapping into their superpower and no joke. Remember like 2021, everybody was like, Black people got superpowers and we was coming around with all these memes. Well, we did. We do. We actually do. And I'm not joking about that. Side note, this is for entertainment purposes only because TikTok will shut me down. So we really do have these superpowers. And all I want to do is give you the key on how to unlock it. That's it. With that said, my ancestors and some of y'all have got on here and told me, don't share everything you know. And I said, yes, ma'am. I will not share everything I know. So I'm going to keep this very intro friendly and intro level. I will go deeper, should y'all want me to go deeper, after the introduction class. I spent a cool 10, 12 hours compiling, you should see my table, books and books and books of notes that I've crafted over the last, I would say 10, 12, 15 years. I've combined these notes. Me and ChatGPT are best friends now because I've put them there and we've come up with a book for y'all. I am going to spend today editing that book, and then I'm going to figure out how to get it out to y'all. The class is free, the book ain't. But I won't tax you, I promise. So to all the people who are not indigenous, and I'm talking Afro-Indigenous, Asian Indigenous, we're talking about colonized people, or people who are not of color. Y'all could stay. Y'all could stay. And here's why I say this. These are universal principles, right? These are things that they're in the universe. Now, if y'all want to learn from me, okay, I don't have a problem with that. I am going to give the key or access to the key to specifically those people who I can specifically reach. So y'all might get the recipe down, but you might not necessarily get the flavor. And as long as y'all are okay with that, I'm okay with that. Now, to my people of color, right? My blacks, my browns, those, and I'm going to use indigenous and diaspora a lot. To y'all, there's a verse in the Bible that says, and we're not doing any religious studies here, but there's a verse in the Bible or a story in the Bible where Jesus says, give Caesar what belongs to Caesar and give God what belongs to God. What that means is, don't worry about what they got. They may have what they want, but you are going to get what you need. So no, I'm not going to gatekeep universal principles. I'm not going to gatekeep universal principles. I am going to give the key to the people who I can give the key to. All right. Y'all got your notebooks. All right. So what metaphysics is, excuse me. Let's start with what that metaphysics is not. Metaphysics is not the traditional sense of physics. It is a science, but it is not a pseudoscience the way people would explain it. Now, if you go look on Wikipedia and look up metaphysics, it's going to say pseudoscience, which means a fake science or an unproven science. That's okay. The reason that they do that is because they don't have the tools that can prove the things that we know exist. Well, you say, all right, Kimchi, how can you say something exists and you can't prove it? Well, I will say that metaphysics is the study of the things that are not seen, right? It's you can hear it, you can feel it, you can experience it in real time. But if I often say you got to close your eyes in order to see, in order to be able to see clearly. It is not something that you can experience if you are solely looking in the physical realm. And I know right now that may feel a little bit like, a conundrum or something. And it's okay. It'll become more clear as we go along. So metaphysics is not a pseudoscience. It's not a fake science. It is a very real thing. Metaphysics is not a religion, right? We are going to talk about spiritual practices and spirituality. That is not the dogma of religion. And I want to be really clear. Religion has rules that you have to follow, a way of life that you have to follow that sometimes are in alignment with the universal principles. Spirituality really focuses on a realm of existence. And I really love that this flower picture is behind me, because if you look and you think that this is the middle, this is the most physical part. There's like the astral part, which we'll talk about. There's the mental body and the causal body. All the way up here is the spirit body. Okay. So we're talking about this stuff here. In this space here, religion doesn't exist. There's no need for it in this space, because here we're working on universal principles. Again, these are very real places that you can actually go. You just will not, or potentially at this venture, cannot go there with this physical body, right? There's parts of you that can go, but this solid part of you can't. Metaphysics is not an abstract idea. It's not something that we think about and oh, I think that could be real. No. These are things that have been passed down in indigenous traditions, orally, with their shamans, medicine people, and then through what we call epigenetics, what we'll talk about in the future. Now, I'm going to be honest, I am not an expert in epigenetics, so I'm going to tell you what I know, and I'm going to leave it at that. So again, when I say that there's not really an introduction book, well, there will be now, but it's not because that there aren't parts of these things that people have gone into. There absolutely are parts that people have gone into. It's not that. It's that to kind of synthesize and put it all in one spot to say, here are several of the topics in this science scope. There's just not one book that does it. For an example, if you say metaphysics is like, it's not like, but it's like the study of mathematics, then you can say in mathematics, there's addition, there's subtraction, there's multiplication, there's division, there's geometry, there's algebra, there's trigonometry, there's calculus, there's advanced whatever out there. There's so many different parts to the study of mathematics. There's so many different parts to the study of metaphysics, but we all possess it in us. Y'all, we got to go to a part 2. Be right back.